President Donald Trump is talking about issuing, or trying to anyway, I guess it has to go through Congress, 50-year mortgage loans opposed to the 30-year mortgage loans. And he's also talking about 15-year car loans. So basically you get 15 years instead of like the standard 6 or maybe 7 to pay off a car. And it's like, okay, wait a minute now, because of course now he's talking about this affordability things. Oh, we're going to make America affordable. But my thing is, why are we talking about making America affordable and not really having a conversation as to how it got unaffordable in the first place? Now, I'm not an economist or nothing like that. I know a little bit. I know how to balance my checkbook. But my thing is, how did it get that way? Well, we know how it got that way. In short, the cost of living took off and wages did not. Still, right now in the United States of America, the minimum wage is $7.25. $7.25 is what the minimum wage is, right? Now, if you look at the average cost of housing, depending on where you live, it could be around, $1,700, give or take, or whatever. So you do the math on that. Is a minimum wage job going to be able to afford for somebody to live in a house or even an apartment? Apartments are through the roof too. So why aren't we having those conversations? And as far as financing a car for 15 years, well, it sounds like you'll pay, double and triple for that same car. And the other conversation people aren't having is that makes the banks wealthy. So when Trump says things like that, it's like, man, come on, what's your angle? Are you, trying to make the banks more money and you just think people are stupid like that? It's like, but maybe so, because a lot of people hear that like, yeah, give me a 50-year mortgage, okay? They said the average age of an American that's now buying a home is about 40 years old. So let's say I get a 50-year mortgage at 40, and which that means I'll be 90 when it's paid off. I mean, a lot of people really ain't living to 90 like that. So that means either I'm going to have to keep busting a hustle, which means work to pay that house off. And when do I get to retire or breathe and say, I own it? And so you don't own it. And with that house is actually now going to be double. So you're going to actually be paying for 2 houses and you're only going to have 1. But then let's say that I get let's pretend I'm 40. I'm not, but I get a 50-year mortgage. And then let's say I die before that. My heirs never own that house, unless they somehow are able to pay for it and take care of it, which in a lot of cases they're not. It goes back to the bank. So I've paid all that money on this house that was not even nowhere close to owning, I would imagine. Now it goes back to the bank. So not only did I spend double the money for one house, my heirs and my future generations was robbed of that money because I'm trying to, I'm on a hamster wheel trying to pay off this house because I got a 50-year mortgage. But the other question is, why are mortgages now needing 50 years to pay off? It used to be 30. Now 30 is, I guess unattainable as well. So why aren't we having those conversations as to how to fix it? Now, for us in Black America, we know that if it's bad for everybody else, to buy rather for them to buy a house, it's probably harder for us to do it too because of systemic and institutional racism. So I don't know, 50-year mortgages don't sound all that attractive, and taking 15 years to pay off a car. I mean, come on. A lot of these cars they're making nowadays don't even last 2, 3, 4 years, but 15 years. So not only am I paying off a car for 15 years, I'm putting a lot of money in for maintenance because, again, we're not making cars like we used to, okay? They break down even if you just sneeze at them, and some of these potholes, you run over, the whole front end fall off. So, again, I'm paying a car note and I'm paying maintenance. Man, please, if he don't go on somewhere with that. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people who will fall for it. But at the end of the day, it makes the banks richer and it robs people, especially our people, of generational wealth. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.